Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Gabriel's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made my delicious Nashville hot chicken, and it came out super delicious. For the ingredients, we're going to need chicken, and I will be listing all of the ingredients down below. And we're also going to be using all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, baking powder, chicken bouillon, salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, paprika, chili powder. To my all-purpose flour, I'm going to add in the cornstarch, and I'm also going to be adding in baking powder, and we're going to go in and add all of our seasonings. And I'm just going to give this a good mix until it's mixed really well into the flour. Once everything is mixed well into our flour, just like this, we're going to set our flour mixture to the side and we're going to start on our marinade. I'm going to be using 2 eggs, black pepper, salt, Valentina or your favorite hot sauce, 1/4 cup of pepper juice, 2 cups of whole cultured buttermilk. I'm going to whisk my eggs together until they're nice and beaten, just like this. Once they are, I'm going to set it to the side and I'm going to pour over my buttermilk onto my chicken, and I'm going to add in my egg mixture along with the Valentina hot sauce and some salt and black pepper. I'm also going to add over the jalapeno juice or the pepper juice, and I'm going to give it a good mix. And it's until now that I realized that I needed a new bowl. I thought I could give it a good mix in that bowl, but I couldn't, so I ended up transferring my chicken into another large bowl. I'm just going to mix this together, and I'm going to let my chicken marinate overnight. The longer you let it marinate, the more flavor comes out, and the better your chicken flavor and juiciness is going to be. This is the next day. I'm going to add in my chicken into my flour mixture, just like this. And I'm going to add enough in for about 2 batches. And I'm going to give this a really good mix. And you can also go in with your hands. I chose to use a spoon. But I'm just going to fold my chicken, making sure every piece of chicken gets coated with the flour mixture really well. Once it's all coated, this is how your chicken should look. Now I'm just going to go in with my hands and place my chicken onto my pan, just like this. And some of them I had to dip into the flour to make sure it was well coated. But once I add all of my chicken into my pan, I repeated the process. Now it's time to make our sauce. Here I have some onion powder, garlic powder, chicken bouillon, salt, paprika, and brown sugar. To my large measuring cup, I'm going to add in about 1/4 cup of oil. And we're going to be adding all of our seasonings into the oil for our sauce. Once we have our oil, I'm going to add in all of the ingredients, and we're going to give it a good mix. And you need your oil to be warm so it can dissolve all of the seasonings, definitely the brown sugar. So I'm just going to give it a good mix and make sure I break down the brown sugar just like this. And you want your sauce to look like this. I'm going to set the sauce to the side while I fry the chicken tenders. And I use chicken breast and just slice them into chicken tenders. But I'm just going to add all of my chicken into my pot, and I'm going to make sure not to overcrowd the pot, or if you do that, your chicken won't cook right. But I'm going to add them in there and wait for about a minute, and then I'm going to start flipping my chicken. As you can see, you do not want to touch or start flipping your chicken as soon as you place them into the oil. You want to wait for about a minute. I'm just going to give my chicken a nice flip, as you can see here. And it's already cooking nicely and turning a good golden brown color. I'm going to give my chicken another flip, and as you can see, it's slowly turning that golden brown color. Once my chicken is done, I'm going to place my chicken onto a napkin to remove any of the excess oil that we do not need or want. Once I take all of my chicken tenders out, I'm going to continue the process of dipping and coating my chicken and adding it into the oil to fry, just like this. And you want to make sure your heat isn't too high or too low. And at this point, you can definitely taste one of your chicken tenders, and you can also taste it in the sauce because you're the cook and you have to taste test your own food. I'm going to place in my chicken, and I'm going to continue flipping it, making sure it doesn't burn and keeping a watchful eye on it. Once my chicken is nice and golden brown, I'm going to remove it from my oil. Once I have all of my chicken, I'm going to dip my chicken tender into my Nashville oil, and this spice is mild. I'm going to put all of the spices that I use, the measurements and everything, in the description box. And if you want it more hotter, you can add more of the spices. But I'm just going to dip all of my chicken tenders, and I'm also going to top it off with some pickles. And you can also use butter pickles. I just use regular pickles. And this is how my Nashville hot chicken turned out. It was super delicious. I hope you guys try this recipe. If you do, make sure you tag me, and make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe. Adios.